Hello and welcome back to our channel. I'm Loell and we help leaders all over the world build high-performing remote and hybrid teams. Today's focus: embedding a culture where your people are continually getting better at how they get their work done. This is called continuous improvement. What is a culture of continuous improvement? Well, it's a mindset that compels us to persistently seek better performance. Who's it for? Business leaders and executives. They must champion this culture, set the direction, and model the behaviors that encourage ongoing refinement and growth. It's also for managers and team leaders. They need to foster an environment where employees feel empowered to suggest improvements, experiment with new ideas, and learn from failures. It's also for startups and growth phase companies. These organizations, often needing to pivot quickly, can greatly benefit from a mindset that encourages constant adaptation. And established corporations, even large, well-established firms, must continuously evolve to stay relevant and competitive, particularly in the UK's dynamic market. I mean, it feels like a huge corporation is crumbling every quarter or so. Hybrid or remote teams. These work environments present unique challenges and opportunities, making continuous improvement a key to efficiency and collaboration. Even if your team is remote native, when you get new people on board, they're likely coming from a different environment. So the culture of continuous improvement will help them onboard more smoothly and adapt over time. We realize most of us can use it, but why is continuous improvement so critical? Well, first, it gives you a competitive edge. Continual enhancement ensures you're always one step ahead. Secondly, in a world where technology evolves at the breakneck speed it's doing, it's your ticket to relevance. And thirdly, it fosters happier employees who feel entrusted with the growth of the company. We get why it's important, but how do we build and keep this culture of continuous improvement? Would you listen to me if I told you? I don't think so. So instead, I'm going to tell you what you're currently doing right now that's making a culture of continuous improvement impossible to take root and grow. So here we go. You've got to stop ignoring feedback. Whether from employees, customers, or partners, neglecting feedback stifles innovation. Do it long enough and people quit trying to introduce anything new or different. And when it's obvious that the changes will make things better for customers and fellow colleagues alike, they're still not going to tell you. Even when it's obvious, it will save the companies millions. They aren't going to tell you any of this feedback if you keep ignoring them. In a remote setting, it's easy to kill a culture of continuous improvement. You don't even need to go as far as ignoring people. In remote teams, for innovation to thrive, you must create an intentional space with intentional processes and sufficient dedicated time for improving stuff. An example of this is an innovation post box, where people from across the company can submit ideas that are reviewed quarterly by a committee and spearheaded by a strategic team or tiger team. We've got a video on that, so we'll link it in the description and you can check it out. Another thing, you've got to stop resisting change. In a hybrid environment, adapting to new ways of doing things is paramount. Leaders resisting change will find their organization stagnating. A common example of this is when hybrid meetings become ineffective. And the first thing we do is say, now all important meetings must now be in person. As a leader, especially of a remote team, you need to be open to new ways of getting things done. Get your team flexing that change is inevitable mentality. So at the very least, we can have conversations about new opportunities. And also, joint accountability for continuous improvement must be written in stone in your team. It's everyone's responsibility and we take it seriously. You're resisting change because it is scary. Because you're thinking, we're going to get distracted with all this change and not get any work done. And this is a real and valid risk. Just know it is a risk that can be mitigated. Another thing you've got to stop doing is stop micromanaging. Empower your team to take ownership. Micromanagement hinders creativity and shows mistrust, something that can become pronounced in a remote setting. Here's an example for you. Consider a high-performing remote software development team working on a new product. If the team leader insists on reviewing every single line of code, attending every meeting, and questioning every decision, it sends a clear message. I don't trust you to do your job. This supervision not only slows down the development process, but it also stifles creativity. Developers may become reluctant to experiment with innovative solutions or new technologies for fear of being second-guessed or criticized. Over time, the team's morale drops, collaboration suffers, and the very continuous improvement culture that's essential for the product's success is eroded. Remember, the balance between supervision and empowerment is delicate, especially when working remotely. A good leader knows when to step in and when to step back, fostering a culture where continuous improvement is not just a buzzword, but a living, breathing part of the team's DNA. In conclusion, if you want to take your organization to the next level, fostering a culture of continuous improvement is non-negotiable. Encourage your team to embrace change, to innovate, and to voice their ideas. Stop ignoring feedback, resisting change, and micromanaging, and you will pave the way to success. That's all for today's video. If you found this valuable, tell me in the comment section one thing you do to encourage continuous improvement. We're all learning here, and sharing is caring. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.